and action. No, I'm just like,
That'll be our outtake. That'll be good. Well, one thing I'm curious about, like in every neighborhood, but particularly with what you've done in Baltimore, is that even with landlords bought properties, they were conscientious about their tenants, they treated them well. There's some larger forces going on there in terms of
like,
larger money and people coming from out of town and prices going up. So this tenant you're renting to at $1,000 a month, which might be affordable for them early on, 5 years later, the rent's $2,000 because the neighborhood's changing so much. So I'm curious from your standpoint, you've gotten into more of the what's called community development, and
yep.
and looking at not just this one property, but also like thinking about it from a larger scale of how are all these changes impacting the community, the people who live there, people who are getting pushed out by this growth, by gentrification. I know is a big buzzword, but can you talk a little bit more about that dynamic? Because even if a landlord is doing those things, there might be some larger forces that are bigger that we need to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. And for us, we really talk about the balance between community development and gentrification, right? So us buying vacant properties and renovating them is going to drive property values up, whether we have great intentions or not. And so really it's about the how for us, and how we're able to mitigate some of those negative impacts of gentrification, which is displacement and things of that nature, versus the positive, which is fresh food and walkability, improved school districts and things like that. And so we're able to do that honestly through education and awareness. Honestly, at the very basis, it's about making sure people know and understand how to one, participate, how they can keep their taxes from rising at a drastic rate as property values are increasing quickly, being able to, make sure that as, even rents and things are rising, that there is space for nonprofits to participate in order to provide affordable housing. And so really it's around awareness and making sure people know and understand how to, still afford their home as taxes increase, and taking advantage of things like the homestead tax credit that is available, not just in Baltimore, but in states all across the country, to protect homeowners from their property values increasing as a result of development, making sure that nonprofits have a space to be able to participate and create affordable housing opportunities that really, when you think about quality, might match exactly what we're doing. We've literally partnered with nonprofits where we're doing the exact same rebuild that we do in our houses, but it becomes an affordable home in those same neighborhoods. And so having this kind of all hands on deck and participating with the community rather than kind of coming in and cashing out, but really looking to add value alongside those legacy residents so that they can enjoy and have a part in all of the positives that come from development, and really be able to make sure that we're positioning folks to not have some of those same experiences like displacement. And so for us, we're trying to really in Baltimore create a model that I don't think that many cities have had success with. And I think because Baltimore is a couple years behind some of our, sister and cousin cities, as I like to call them, it puts us in a position to be proactive and take what positives there were, and be able to, be a little bit quicker to participate and make decisions proactively so that we have a different and better result.
Yeah, and it seems like, and I just know my local level, just to learn, I volunteered for my planning commission 5-6 years ago, and I've just been trying to learn about zoning, and it affects us as real estate investors, but I've just been blown away how much some of these forces that nobody really understands or recognizes, like zoning laws, like density laws, like investment in the community through nonprofits, how much, if you catch it early on before the wave comes, like you were talking about, where eventually if it's a good area and there's good dynamics, things are going to happen and money's going to kind of go to the low, to that area because of the prices. But I'm really interested that these things you're doing, not only as an investor, but also partnering with nonprofits, working. I'm sure, I guess the city is probably, I would guess, is involved. Hopefully they are as well.
Yeah.
And so all of those things, getting ahead of the curve if you wait too late, it's gone, and there's going to be a huge apartment complex, and you kind of lose the nature of the community, as opposed to getting ahead of the curve and having kind of pioneers like you have been, who have a vision and not just trying to suck all the money out and run. That's right. seems to happen a lot.
Exactly. Being part of creating that curve, honestly, in some neighborhoods, and being at the forefront of conversation before anyone's really talking about it has been a really great opportunity for us to really lead the charge in what's happening in some spaces here in Baltimore, partnering, like I said, with some big hitters and other developers and nonprofits, the city, the state, really all hands on deck.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, change is going to happen. We're all aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And eventually the market's going to take over once the housing stock gets to a certain level, a certain sales price, a certain density, that the general market is going to take over. But our belief is that if legacy residents want to stay and take advantage of those new amenities and the new school and the cool green spaces that are popping up, they absolutely should have a pathway to do it. And it's largely, like Kyara said in the beginning, by education and exposure. The homestead tax credit, there are renter tax credits. There are all types of different programs that help let legacy residents stay in place, facade improvement grants, all types of different things.
Yeah. And for us too, it's like, we always talk about collaboration over competition. And one of the things that we've been able to do, in addition to work with those already in the community, is understand that we can't buy them all ourselves as much as we try. And so really leveling that playing field, not only for those legacy residents in the community, but also other investors and people who want to become investors in the city, to understand how to move, how to get things done in this market. And make sure that they're getting that access to information, so that not only can they participate, but they can do so really better, faster, and smarter than we did as, summa cum laude of the School of Hard Knocks. And really,
I think I was magna cum laude. You guys I had the same knocks and probably didn't learn as well as you did.
we might have been valedictorian as much. I wish they would give us we definitely have the participation trophy for spending the money to do things the hard way sometimes.
I know.
But yeah, so being able to kind of clear that space and that path for investors who have this thought process and mindset and align with our philosophy on being thoughtful investors, being able to welcome them into Baltimore. And we talk about it as, taking a trampoline into Baltimore real estate with a parachute. Because they're really making sure that people have those resources and guidance and tools as they're investing along the way. And so together, collaboratively, we might not individually be able to always combat some of those larger national developers, but collectively we can get a lot of stuff done. And so we've kind of been able to, over the years, create the space and opportunity to welcome, other investors in with us as we look to lead the charge here in Baltimore.
That's so cool. And you guys have mentored, you've cleared a path. If I remember from other interview I watched with you, some of your students, the people who you're helping are doing just as well, or sometimes getting more units than you are at this point.
So. They're killing it. Yeah. We've kind of, we're focused more on development than right now, than extending even further our rental portfolio. So some of our mentees, their rental portfolios are rivaling ours. We might have a couple more, you still gotta keep.
Yeah, you get your fires burning a little bit, right?
Sometimes they're doing too much. I'm like, let me buy another house real quick. But no, they're killing it and really diving in and taking advantage of the resources that we have in our Next Gen Accelerator, so that they can not only build wealth through real estate in Baltimore, but really add value, just like we're looking to do. And so it's created a space where we're able to essentially, exponentially grow our impact through our mentees, which has been a powerful experience, not only for us, but for them as they're going from, 3 units to 15 in a year, or we have a bunch of stories like that. And even that changing the trajectory of themselves and their family, their own next generation, as we're adding value and making sure that this next generation of Baltimore keeps all the charm in Charm City, as they like to say.
Love it. Well, one of the things that I really am inspired by is that you're providing a model. I mean, so you're helping people in Baltimore, or people outside of Baltimore who want to invest in Baltimore, and you're just laser beam focused, and you're doing work. And it also is a model for people in other towns, because Baltimore is not, it's a big example, but it's not the only town where some of these opportunities are there. So maybe could you speak to people who are listening to this who say, all right, well, I'm investing in real estate, or I'm interested in it, but I want to have a mission that goes along with it. I want to make money. I want to do this, but I want to make a difference in my community. I want to apply some of these principles. I hope you enjoyed that video clip with the Charm City buyers. If you'd like to listen to the full podcast interview, be sure to see the link in the show description below. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments section. Do you have any questions? Do you have any suggestions, any comments from this video? Just let me know in the comments. If you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Also, be sure to see the link that I have to a playlist below about getting started in real estate, where you can see other videos that I've shared in the past about the first steps you need to take as a new investor or somebody who's just getting back into the business, and they'll help you step by step with getting started. Thanks so much for watching this video. You've been watching Coach Carson TV. My name is Chad Carson. You can also call me Coach, and this channel is all about investing in real estate, achieving financial independence, and doing more of what matters. See you next time.